Abuja-based lawyer and activist Adeyanju is in the news again, and this time he's calling on opposition political parties in Nigeria to work together to unseat the governing All Progressives Congress, APC, in 2027. Now, Adeyanju welcomes the emergence of opposition coalition on the platform of several political parties, especially the ADP, but he, however, believes the only way to wrest power from President Bola Tinubu and his party, APC, is for all the opposition parties, ADC, PDP, and the Labour Party, among others, to work together and forge a common front and avoid splitting their votes in the 2027 presidential election. Now, he's been speaking on that and the chances of several presidential aspirants ahead of 2027 general elections and many more. Well, joining me now is lawyer and activist Adeyanju himself to actually speak more on this. So glad to have you. Now you've been offering free political consulting. Consultancy to many of these people, and many of your social media followers have been questioning your capacity to be able to actually, say this.
I would say that I don't have that much capacity to offer this advice, but I offered them in 2023. Yeah. And this advice was ignored, but you see, the outcome was not my president willing and gnashing of teeth
especially
after
the obedient. Many of them are coming after you.
Yes, indeed. I offered similar counsel to the build-up to the last election, and it was ignored, and I was mocked, and at the end of the day, I was vindicated. So I think this time around, though I may not be qualified politically to speak on this issue, I think they should listen to people like us more. Yeah,
and you've been advising these politicians to actually put their house together, saying that, look, if things go the way they are, it looks like President Tinubu may just get re-elected, and then the second person...
Sincerely...
you just itemize all of them. I mean, let's hear all the people you itemize.
Yeah, so sincerely, I see President Tinubu winning the next election. Many people may not want to agree with me, but I think the president is going to win. And the reason why I'm saying the president is going to win is that just look at how they intend to form the coalition. They intend to form the coalition by insisting that it will be or nothing, Atiku or nothing, Rotimi Amechi or nothing. Add your own candidate, to it. And this will lead to a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. It's almost so sure that that's the inevitable outcome. The irreducible minimum in a coalition, like we have seen how formidable the APC was in 2013 and 2014, when you saw how formidable what we currently have in Nigeria is we don't have an opposition. We know what an opposition looks like because we've seen one in 2013, 2014, when the APC, held sway as an opposition political party in the country. And when you talk about a coalition, basically what you are saying is that all pride must be on the table, must be put on the table. All ambitions must be put on the table. All egos of the political interest must be put on the table. And you now agree, via a consensus addendum that, we have put aside our differences. Whatever the outcome, we are willing to abide. We saw this happen in APC. Late President Muhammadu Buhari ran under the APC then. Kwankwaso ran. I think Kwankwaso came second.
Yeah, he came second.
Atiku ran. Atiku came third. Yeah. Rochas Okorochas. Many of them ran in that election. But at the end of the day, there was a consensus added them that whoever emerges will support the candidate. And so that is what a coalition looks like. Then once you begin to threaten people in a coalition, and you are calling it a coalition, you begin to threaten people, and you begin to say, is it that it is this person or it's not this person, then the president has won. And that's why many of us believe that many of these people, maybe they've struck an alliance with the ruling party, and they already, by their conduct, because these things can be inferred politically. Even during the last election, there were some candidates that it was obvious that if you ran for this election, you are going to enable the APC to get in power. And we predicted it, and they still went ahead. So it's
especially like Kwankwaso.
Yes, it's looking more like it's looking more or less like this is a business. And you see, because many of these people, after election, they go to abroad, they buy new houses for their wives, some buy houses for their girlfriends, some expand their businesses. So politics is looking more or less like a lucrative business.
All right, interesting perspective. But I don't think you've been listening to Rotimi Amechi of recent, because he's been preaching to Nigerians that there's hunger in the land. He himself is hungry.
He's not
hungry. And that if Nigerians are hungry enough the way he thinks things are, there's no how they are going to vote the APC in 2027.
Even me, I cannot claim that I'm hungry. Talk more of Rotimi Amechi. He's not hungry.
Oh, well, it depends on the kind of hunger we're talking about.
No. He is definitely not hungry, please. Yes, you can say that Nigerians are hungry. However, what I always tell people is that while I concede to some of the things that the former governor and former minister is saying, however, these people are also partly the reasons people to blame for some of these predicaments that we've had. Because anyone that has been in leadership position, and that is why I've said openly before in the past that I can only support very few politicians in the country. People like Omoyele, Sowore, and others. Those are the kind of caliber of people. People say,
because they're activists like you.
No, not because of bias,
okay.
you know, but because of certain reasons, you know, while I would talk. But you see, additionally, it's important to say, you know, when you look at some of these people talking today, you discover that, yes, they were also part of the problem. You cannot be part of the problem and wanting to fix the problem. Because, for instance, if you were a governor of a state for 8 years, the people running, both Mr. Amechi himself and Peter Obi himself, they're governors for 8 years. What did you do? I'm not indicting any of them, but if your state is not a mini Dubai or a mini Los Angeles, you cannot be coming to now hold people who are now in power.
Well, what if the people want you? I mean, we've seen a whole lot of Nigerians also saying that, look, Peter Obi just seems to fit the bill. The Southeast has not been given opportunities previously. This is the time for Nigeria to assuage for its sins against the Southeast and give a popular candidate like Obi the opportunity, and all of the Atiku should step aside. And Obi is from the South, so it will be a tango. I mean, two of them between President Tinubu and Obi. If Obi does get the ticket, for example, what are his chances against it?
Well, unfortunately, this argument did not fly during the last election.
What if it does fly this time around?
It won't fly this time around. Let me give you my reason.
Okay.
Why I said I may not be very much qualified to speak on some of these issues. But
No, I can tell you, Nigeria,
I can tell you that from my experience over the years with politics, I can tell that the argument will not fly. The reason why it will not fly is very simple. Number one, critical stakeholders, political stakeholders in the northern part of the country, they largely determine the outcome of election in this country, likely prefer Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has 4 more years to do. And from the political permutations, northerners are not likely to trust a Peter Obi.
But what if, sorry, I had to cut in short there.
Yes.
What if Obi agrees to a 4-year deal, a 1 term of 4-year deal,
yes,
that he's not going to contest in 2031,
yes,
if he's given the opportunity to complete the turn of the South? Don't you think that would be a game changer?
Even if he swears in a shrine, the northerners will not believe him. And they will not,
I
don't see them also supporting him or voting for him. That's just it's an unpleasant truth, but the truth is still the truth.
I mean, isn't Obi a Nigerian? No, he's not Nigerian enough to be the
Listen, what I'm saying is that, you see, after the Goodluck Jonathan experience with Yaradua, the northerners are, the northerners, they are the most politically savvy in the country. Politics is like mathematics. You can actually predict these outcomes. And it's like algebra. So after that experience, northerners are not going to trust a southerner who is likely going to do an 8-year term versus a Tinubu who is just doing 4 more year term. And when you look at the stakes, northerners have more to benefit with going with a Tinubu than going with an Obi. And also very simple. I've said it, publicly, and let me reiterate it, that even if a southerner were to contest, the only person who stands a chance in defeating Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Goodluck Jonathan, because he just has only 1 more term.
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. What if Obi agrees that there will be a 1-term deal and all of that?
No, it's not agreement. That's why I said even if he swears in the shrine, they will not believe him and they will not vote for him.
Well, maybe you're talking about the Obi of 2023.
No.
Will there be a change ahead of 2027?
Listen, the antecedents, political antecedents matter in electioneering. And as of today, in the northerners, what will the northerners benefit by supporting Obi that they cannot benefit by supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
A change. We've seen the APC being in power for, several years now, and so the
politicians don't reason like that.
If another political party comes into play,
yes,
the prices of foodstuff and other things could actually go down. Yes. There could be a fresh atmosphere within the Nigerian polity and all of that. Don't you think that people are also thinking that way?
Wouldn't it be better for the northerners then to support Sowore? Because he is different.
Well, maybe
hold on.
Think that Sowore is too militant.
No, hold on. If it is truly changed, because the policy of Obi and that of Tinubu, there's no difference. This person said he will remove first subsidy. This person also said he will remove first subsidy. This person said Both of them are saying practically almost the same thing. That was what they said during the last election. So if it is the change that we really want, then you say, oh, maybe the Northerners can support somebody that can really transform the country.
Well, if they do support a Showore, I mean, the power will still be going back to the Southwest.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what people are saying, that the Southwest has done 8 years of Obasanjo.
Unfortunately.
8 years of Vice President Toshibajo. 4 years with Tinubu. And why should the Southwest also do another 4 years again?
Now, let me tell you, unfortunately, about politics. Politics is different from emotions. It's about negotiations. The ability to negotiate with the North, I don't see Obi having it.
Yeah, but the East and the North have always had fantastic political negotiation skills. If you look at from 1960,
yes.
Nnamdi Azikiwe, NCNC,
yes.
with Tafawa Balewa's MPC.
Yes.
And then, of course, you got into the Second Republic. We have Shehu Shagari, MPN, Umezoke of the NPP then.
Yes, indeed.
And that was a fantastic arrangement.
Yes.
And then even Buhari tried that in 2003, bringing Chuba Okadibo,
yes, you see, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Ezoike and all of that.
It didn't work. Now, let me tell you why Peter Obi does not cut it. Even as at today, he's in Labour Party. He is in ADC. All the critical stakeholders in the coalition have resigned. They've made brave political move. He's hobnobbing with PDP.
All right.
So he looks confused. He's not sure where he belongs. And in politics, even your supporters, you can't be confusing your supporters. Do you understand? You need to enter politics with confidence and courage. So he does not have the courage. He does not cut it as somebody that can negotiate with the critical stakeholders in the North. And politics is a game of number. Currently, in terms of the opposition, the people that hold the ACs are the northern political actors. The game has changed from 2023 when Peter Obi was holding some ACs. He no longer has the cards.
Okay, now
so it is when you have the cards that you can deal. The reason why I'm saying he no longer has the card is because, you see, Tinubu is making consolidations every day in southern Nigeria.
All right.
A lot of consolidation in southern Nigeria.
Now, as we try to wrap up this conversation, let's talk about the issue of, for example, Atiku Abubakar getting the ADC ticket and picking Obi, just like it had happened in 2019. Don't you think that could be a potential game changer?
Yes, you see, many people can see the game, the ADC game, because people can read in between the lines. The ADC is looking more or less like it was contrived for an Atiku presidential ticket. And that's why you can see many of the obedient and the supporters and even him indirectly, and Dati Baba made his guy, all of them agitating that, oh, they are still in Labour Party. They are a little bit confused.
Yeah.
However, many of the Atiku supporters, close supporters, we interact with people. We interact with people in government as well, and people in APC and Labour and all that. Many of them now even believe that they are not even willing to offer an Obi a vice presidential ticket.
Oh, interesting.
The reason why they are saying that is that it is more profitable for them for Obi to go and contest in Labour or PDP.
Individually,
so that they can go and split the vote with Tinubu in the South.
Like Kwankwaso did. And
after all, they now believe that majority of the votes that Atiku got in the last election were from the core north, were from the north. Yeah. And that the Northerners now hold the aces. And as such, that they are willing to take their chances at the polls to say, let him even go and run. Since he's so desperate about running.
Maybe to trick him into running independently.
He can win. Because see, politics is a game of number. As of today, almost all the political stakeholders in southern Nigeria are working for the president. The president is going to have a better outing in southern Nigeria than he did in 2020. Anybody arguing this fact does not understand politics.
All right.
The president is going to do very well in the North Central.
Well, the president lost in Lagos in 2023, and Labour Party.
So, do you think the president will lose again?
Well, maybe the chances are there, but
that the president will lose in Lagos again?
I mean, it could happen.
Okay.
It could actually happen.
Okay.
So, but let's take a look at a situation whereby, for example, President Tinubu ditches his vice presidential candidate.
That's a new interesting political narrative.
And that stands against him. Don't you think that could actually, upset the apple cart in the APC, and some people will go out of protest?
Sincerely, I think it will even be a master stroke if he drops his vice president and goes for somebody in the Northwest.
Someone like Kwankwaso.
Because that's where the votes are. Politics is about calculation. Because how many votes did he even get in Borno? with Kashim Shettima. Him and Atiku, it was almost neck to neck.
Yeah.
So they are not really. He's not really bringing anything to the table as much. And after all, they have structure of APC in Borno State, and all the neighboring states. It's not Kashim that brought them. It was an agreement they had. They had an agreement with the president. So, and the president is a sitting president. He has people. The party has people, and you can see now they put someone, a new chairman.
Yeah,
so,
from Plateau State.
From Plateau. So the issues is that it will be a smart political move, but who will it be if it's going to be from the Northwest? And will a Kwankwaso agree to deputize Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You remember that every time that Kwankwaso, the Kwankwasiya, they have this unique political ideology.
Yeah.
Every time the Kwankwaso has tried to join the ruling party, he always loses the election.
Yeah.
It happened when he made an alliance with Obasanjo.
Yes.
Not only did he lose, his party lost in Kano.
When he was
there's a unique political there's a unique political atmosphere in Kano.
All right, but just before I let you go, let's talk about your call now on all of these disparate political groups and parties to actually come together.
Yes.
If indeed the ADC, the Labour Party, the PDP, SDP and all of that do for some reason or the other come together and unite, how much of a challenge do you think that will be to the PDP, to the APC?
Yeah, because I think it will encourage viral opposition. The beauty of democracy is when there's a strong opposition. Even the president himself has said it, that he does not want the opposition to die, blah, 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 blah. So nobody wants democracy to die. Nobody wants the opposition to die. The idea is, I was very excited with the formation of ADC, and I made my excitement known.
Yeah.
But the excitement is gone now because I have seen that
totally gone, or it's just a little
it's
bit
gone.
gone.
You know me.
The ADC still at its formation stage.
I'm always very blunt with myself. I do not give myself false hope.
Yeah.
So, but now with their body language and the things going on in the country, I don't see them coming together. I wish that they can come together, but I don't see them coming together. And I sincerely think
and what's responsible for that, in your own opinion?
Well, in my view, I think that this obsession of Atiku always contesting for every election. Yes, it is his fundamental right to contest every election. And I know that many of these people, they use electioneering as some form of popularity contest, revenue mobilization, and also...
But if Atiku steps down out of that movement, who do you think is more capable to be able to challenge? Is it Rotimi Amechi?
No.
That's what people also ask.
Even if, just like I've told you, I don't see any southern candidate that can defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't see it except Goodluck Jonathan. But if Atiku steps down, he could support a younger northerner. He could support somebody else. See, the idea that it must always be me. It does not have to always be you on the stage. You can be off the stage and support somebody to be standing on the stage.
All right. We must thank you so much, Deji Adeyanju. Doing very well in the political field from your own analysis. Just like
I would like to stay strictly on the legal.
Yeah, because you said that you're no longer going into politics.
Yes, once in a
but
while,
of course, you do have a whole lot of followership and whatever the political parties, both in power and out of power, do affect us as citizens.
Indeed.
You can be in politics, but not in partisan politics.
Indeed.
But we must thank you so much for your immense
understanding.
And of course, we just hope that the opposition political parties will take heed to what Deji is saying there, that there's the need for all of you to come together and present a united front, and maybe fortunes will actually smile on you in 2027. But we must thank you so much for joining us throughout this time.